Have you ever looked at the fishing minigame in Stardew Valley and thought, man, what if this was less evil? Have you ever looked at the fishing minigame from Animal Crossing and thought, yeah, this is great and all, but it would be a whole lot better if I could smoke and day drink? Well, I've got the game for you. It's called Webfishing is a game where you can fish. You'll complete a small tutorial on the controls, customize your dog or cat avatar, and then you're good to explore this remote island where you're free to do whatever you want, as long as that mostly pertains to fishing or interacting with other people who are fishing. But there's some other fun things to do with props you can buy, like draw on the ground with chalk or play the guitar in what is oddly the best designed guitar minigame I have ever seen in a video game. You can interact with people through text and emotes in a way in which is endearingly nostalgic to me, as I haven't seen a social interaction game with this vibe since Club Penguin. Why does Disney ruin everything, man? But as for the main gameplay loop, you fish. I wasn't lying in the overview. Hold the rod down with mouse 1 to fill up the bar, and eventually you come across these gates that you need to break through to continue the catch. The rarer and bigger the fish is, the crazier the numbers will get, so luckily in the main hub area, there's a big frog man to talk to where you can upgrade your fishing rod with the money you've collected from selling the fish you've caught. The higher tier the bait you have, the higher tier the fish could potentially be. The money you get from each fish depends on its size, the rarity, and the quality of the fish. So forget about those common small fries, and reel in the legendary golden flopper. An underrated aspect of the game is the quality of life. These little foxhills where you restock your bait and sell your fish are dotted around the map, so no matter where you are, you always have access to keep going. There's also a teleport to spawn button, which is super handy as well. The fish you catch are split into freshwater and saltwater categories, from the lakes and ponds in the middle of the island to the sea surrounding it. There are a couple of rare fish that you could only get when it rains. Well, I wouldn't know about that, because all I need to do to finish collecting every fish in normal condition is this bloody Anomalocaris. But the game just wants to give me 20 horseshoe crabs instead. Most of the footage I've been using so far in this video is what I've recorded very early into my experience with web fishing. So now I'm gonna show you the hashtag grindset method to get some money in the endgame. Firstly, you eventually want to work your way up to getting the highest tier of bait, and personally, I like using the sparkling lure as that boosts the odds of finding higher qualities of fish. Go to this vending machine and buy a bunch of these Catch-A-Cola Ultras to not only increase your chances of catching something faster, but you also get up to 25% of the value of the fish back whenever you make a catch. Meaning with this method, 25% of one good fish will probably outweigh or outdo the cost of the can. You can also buy and upgrade these little dudes. These little guys that auto-fish for you. And they've actually attributed some of my most rare fish so far. They're better fishers than me and I would die for them. Combine all this and you'll start raking in the cash. So much so that you won't know what to do with it. I've gotten all the upgrades now, so I've done it. Oh wait! Gambling! Yippee! I love chasing that big win. Oh, just one more away from that big win. The game gives off this N64 to GameCube early 3D graphics vibe with this really charming pixelation effect. If you prefer the game to look a bit smoother though, don't worry, it can be changed in the settings to look like this. And if you want your game to look like this, what is wrong with you? Just like the concept of the game, the visuals very clearly take heavy inspiration from Animal Crossing, with the tiling method used for the game's textures, like the patterns of the grass and the way the water moves. I love the atmosphere when it's raining and slightly foggy. However, I think it would be nice when the weather is clearly sunny and the island looks a lot brighter, for the sky to look a nice bright blue. Maybe some nice Animal Crossing type clouds moving by. The grey sky could be nice every now and again as a sign that it's about to rain somewhere on the island, But this could just be me wanting a bit more escapism, as the grey sky is a permanent grim reminder that I live in England. As for the music, there are a couple of relaxing songs, but they play quite infrequently, and the game is so atmospherically quiet and still that a lot of the time I forget there's even music in the game. A couple more songs would be a very welcome addition, with the option to turn them off already in the settings for people who prefer the quiet, or want to listen to another player using the guitar prop to recreate either a random Ocarina of Time song or a Radiohead song. No in between. But we're in luck. Our trusty friend Kevin MacLeod comes into play as by purchasing the boombox prop and placing it down, you're treated to a lovely selection of royalty-free classics. The brass goes crazy on this one. Webfishing is already a good value for money, as for about £4 or $5 you have this deeply relaxing fishing experience and this chill social climate that you can throw up on one monitor whilst watching House MD clips on YouTube on your second monitor. It becomes especially enjoyable if you're like me and are a fan of filling out some sort of compendium in games, like the Pokédex in Pokemon, the museum in Animal Crossing, or the community centre from Stardew Valley. It just hits the nail on the head for that just one more feeling that often leads to my unemployed ass fishing until obscene times in the morning. With that, Webfishing gets a comfortable 4 out of 5. And if the solo dev wants to update the game further to add more stuff in, I can easily see that score increasing in the future. And thank you all for watching. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and some other social media platforms that don't start with the letter T through the links on Linktree and the description below. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to get back to fishing. Of course, as you know, we be fishing. Oh, I get it now.